So start off just looking at the team. So the CALP team, there's 9 of us in total, including myself as manager. We have a distance learning design team, two learning designers. They work across the whole of the university, and they provide advice, guidance and support for any academics who are setting up or delivering distance learning modules. They also support students using technologies that might be specific to distance learning. For example, we use Blackboard Collaborate, which is a virtual classroom. So we can use it for remote synchronous teaching. We use these spaces. We often find with a lot of these, once you're actually in the virtual classroom, they're great, but it's actually getting into it can be rather problematic. So we find that we need to provide a lot of support for that sort of work. The team also we have 4 ELT project officers, and you'll be hearing from 2 of those, from Rob and Heather, in a moment when I finish. And these are faculty-based project officers, so they are embedded within each of the faculties. And that allows them actually to build a rapport with the faculty academics, and they tend to be then the first point of contact for any issues that arise relating to the use of a technology, and so on. And we also have project officers who are based in, one in the Directorate of Library and Learning Services and one in the Doctoral College. And they undertake the same role. They support staff and students in the development and use of our core learning technologies. So our business as usual then, our primary role is advice and guidance for the core learning technologies. So that would be Blackboard, our VLE, Turnitin, the software that we use for plagiarism detection or similarity checking, as we tell our students. DLU Replay, that I think you might have heard of, which is a system we use for recording all staff-led teaching. It's slightly different. It's not lecture capture. It's staff-led teaching, because that might take place outside of the lecture theatre. It could be outside. It could be anywhere. It could be in workshops, laboratories, etc. So it's anything that is staff-led. We also provide support for creative technologies. Now, I've listed those separately, and you're going to experience some of the creative technology tomorrow when we do a session with Julia, who's also in the CALP team, looking for using Lego as part of a teaching and research device. So we're involved in that sort of work, Lego, reframing, we use infographics, etc. And pedagogies, and I've included that separately as well, because our work is not just about which buttons do I press. It's about, why do I use that technology? How can I use it? What is the best way of using that technology to make our students' learning experience the best it can possibly be, so that they can make the most out of their learning. And it is also to encourage them to become active learners. Horizon scanning and evaluation. As part of our role, we're always looking at and for new technologies, but we're also looking, going back to pedagogies, looking at the way our existing technologies can be used. So we're looking at innovation. So it's horizon scanning for other universities. They use similar pieces of software in different ways. And if we find that those are appropriate or applicable to our centre, then we might borrow ideas, which is the way things develop. Finally, collaboration and consultation. So the team, because they are embedded within the groups that they work, they're actually heavily involved within the faculties on research projects or providing advice, expert advice and guidance. But we also consult for university-wide projects. DNU Replay, the rollout of this staff-led teaching recording system being one example. So that system is now available across the university. We were involved in testing that, training staff, and showing students how they can use it, and developments with that. I won't say too much about it because I think it might be later on. Okay, so that's sort of very briefly, what we do as a centre, where we fit into the university, and our primary roles. I'll just finish. I'll say a few words about sort of a key piece of work that we're now getting engaged with, which is a university-wide project. So it's involving members of the team from all faculties, and will do as it develops, and that's building digital capabilities. And in February of this year, our PVC academic, Professor Jackie Labby, introduced the new University Learning, Teaching and Assessment Strategy, or ALTAS. And that runs from this year for the next 5 years. And that sets out the way that we're going to support our staff and our students. And that has 3 core themes. It has co-creation, universal design for learning, and building capability. And as a part of that building capability, there is a specific strand relating to digital capabilities. And this is a quote from the ALTAS. So it relates to building digital capabilities frameworks for both staff and students to enable them to develop their confidence and competence in the use of digital technologies. So digital capabilities. So just a little more over. The framework, it goes beyond just the development of basic technology skills. It's the idea is that these frameworks will allow our staff and students to develop sufficient confidence that even if they face some unusual situation in digital terms, they will have the confidence and some experience with other tools that will allow them to carry on and use that. And that clearly, for our students, is extremely important, because that enables them then to become sort of digital global citizens, but it's also about employability. If our students can go out and they understand about personal safety, networking, they can collaborate online, they know how to work online, they know how to look for resources, they understand bias, etc., then that will help them going forward. It will also obviously help them achieve better whilst they're at the university, so they will become better learners whilst they're here, and hopefully we'll see improvements in attainment, etc. So in terms of our digital capability, we, for students, have got a framework based on 4 core things: digital learning, finding and evaluation, creating innovation, communicating, collaboration. Within each of those, there are multiple attributes, and then there are aspects within those attributes. Let me just, I'll read an example that probably will make more sense. So, for example, in digital learning, attributes might be, there's a number, but it could be digital well-being, digital legacy, or digital footprint. And then within those, we might then have a series of aspects. So, under the digital well-being attributes, we've got 6 aspects, but they are, for example, taking account of university policies that apply to the use of digital technology. So it's understanding some of the rules and regulations and recognising that there are rules and regulations. Understand the negative impact of cyberbullying, can articulate what that actually means. Not it goes beyond just saying, no, that's bad. It's sort of understanding and being able to explain it to somebody else. So that's the purpose of this framework. We're at the stage now, I mean, I think our biggest challenge going forward is how do we ensure that our 20,000 plus students actually have access to all of these capabilities so they can develop these capabilities themselves, and that is sort of where we are at with the student framework. And from then, we'll then look at developing the staff. So I think that's probably enough from me. Move on to someone else in the team. I will be around at coffee time if anyone wants to ask anything. And if you don't, that's my email address. I'm more than happy if anyone wants to contact me by email or ask any questions.